pretty ridiculous stuff here. Joining me right now is Tennessee Congressman David Kustoff. He's also a member of the Financial Services Committee. Congressman, thanks very much for being here. Tell us what the road ahead looks like from your standpoint on this agenda.
Well, I think, look, this is, if the Democrats do succeed in passing this massive infrastructure and human infrastructure bill, then it's going to radically change the way that we govern. It'll create cradle-to-grave government benefits that we can't afford. When you're talking about $3.5 and $4.5 and $5 trillion in new spending, they say that it won't cost anything, that they've paid for it, which I think we all realize is a farce. But it will be a radical redefining of the way the government is conducted, and their goal is to do this within the next 30 days. Of course, they thought that they would get part of it done last week, and we saw with the Democrats that the progressives, we know now that they outrule the moderates in the House of Representatives. There are far more of them, and they control the agenda.
Yeah, I mean, I know that they're trying to look at areas or ways to scale this thing back in the next 3 weeks so that Nancy Pelosi can have a vote on October 31st. But the ideas that I'm reading about, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but the ideas that so far they're coming up with is to shorten the time frame of some of these plans. So if you want to do the child credit, you begin it a year later than you thought, or you end it 5 years after 5 years instead of 10 years. I mean, is that even realistic? It sounds like the same gimmick that they've used in the $3.5 trillion plan to make it look like it's 3.5 and not the true cost, which is $5.5 trillion, to say that you're going to end packages sooner than expected, sooner than the 10-year time frame.
No, I mean, you think about it. Think of any government benefit or entitlement that's been created over the last 50, 60, 70 years. None of them go away. They all stay. They become legacy government programs. And certainly if this were to pass and what they're talking about and the new entitlements, they won't go away. They'll be here permanently. And then we've got the challenge of funding them. And the only way to fund them is to continue to increase taxes on everybody across the board, including and especially the middle class.
Have they already broken that pledge not to raise taxes on lower earners? I mean, when you look at the tax increases that are in the current package, and I know that they're working on changes in the next 3 weeks to get that vote done, but have they already broken that pledge? Because Biden keeps saying, pay your fair share if you're rich.
Yeah, well, you hear them talking about tinkering with the individual income levels and lowering those down, increasing taxes on capital gains across the board. So I think everything is fair game. And look, if there's a way that they can pass it, they're going to do whatever they need to do to make sure that they do increase taxes across the board so that they can justify it. Thus far we haven't seen any CBO scores, but we know what they're going to look like.
Yeah. So let me ask you about the surveillance component of this, because the White House wants banks to report to the IRS when any customer makes a transaction of more than $600. That would be withdrawing or depositing at least $600. That information goes right to the IRS. Congressman, is that still in this bill? And what is your take on that in terms of its impact?
So, Maria, Janet Yellen testified in our committee, the Financial Services Committee, last week, and I asked her about it because what their plan is exactly what you said, to essentially audit every single account where there's a $600 transaction. They anticipate, I mean, the reason they're doing it, number one, is to increase the number of IRS agents and IRS audits, and they think that it will raise $460 billion in 10 years. Now, you think about all the issues there, the gross invasion of privacy. I don't know how the banks, especially smaller community banks, comply with that. To me, it's a truly dumb idea. I tried to really press Janet Yellen on that. We'll see if she got the message. But right now, that is still in the plan.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible that it's still in the plan. And what gets me is that $460 billion that they say they're going to raise from monitoring all of our bank accounts. They're using that money so that they could pay for the SALT deduction back in. So pretty much they're going to be, monitoring everybody's accounts, low income, high income, whatever. $600 touches us all, just so that they can come up with the money to pay for the rich getting a tax break, and that is that SALT deduction. That is so hypocritical to me, Congressman. Pretty incredible stuff.
It is. It is absolutely ridiculous, and it's a huge invasion in all of our privacy. We don't want the IRS looking in bank accounts of $600.
Sure. All right, David. It's great to have you here. Thanks very much, Congressman David Kustoff, joining us this morning on Financial Services.